How you doing? This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com and the Weeming Report. Now it is time to go over three schools that have sort of made a name for themselves this summer because some of the kids were asking me who are these schools and everything else. But one's a Division 1 school, two Division 2 schools. But again, these three schools are three schools that you want to pay attention to. I will put up the questionnaires, recruiting questionnaires on the YouTube thing, and just look at the description box. Please fill these out. These help you get recruited. I tell recruits all the time, fill every recruiting questionnaire out. It's free. Recruiting services are a scam. Fill them out, and it will help you get recruited. Again, these are three schools that I've seen this summer, especially in the summer camps, that have recruited pretty good in the Illinois area. And you got one who has picked up some very good underrated Illinois talent. So it's going to be another interesting year. But these three teams have looked good. You might have seen the logos and have asked yourself, what is this team or that team? I'm going to explain. Two D2 teams, one D1 team. Let's start with the D1 team first. Okay. And the first one is the Murray State Racers. Now, Murray State, not the Murray up in up north, but Murray State Racers. They're in the Ohio Valley against Eastern Illinois, who's also in the Ohio Valley. They're an FCS team. Um, you got head coach Stewart. They were, if you didn't notice them, they were in the Elmhurst football camp. Again, they got about 7 to 8 young Illinois products on their team. Very underrated, overshadowed products, which I was really impressed that they got. But they look good. Then you got Steve Adams, who's the head of the recruiting for Murray State. Uh, of course, they're in Murray, Kentucky. Um, Very young coaching staff. A lot of young coaches there. They're probably going to move up to the upper level. I'm sorry, they have 7 Illinois kids. Sorry about that. 7 or 8 Illinois kids. If I do apologize if I messed that up. But Murray State Racers, D1 football, FCS football, Murray, Kentucky. It's a great place uh, to play Division 1 football, especially in Kentucky, especially in that area. You got a little group of Illinois transplants actually in the Kentucky area too. But again, fill out the questionnaire, and like I say before, it's not about football when you're going to play college football. It's also about the education. You're a student athlete. You're a student first and an athlete second. Simple as that. All right. Second is Division 2, competing in the MIAA, Western Missouri State Griffins. Now, if you guys have asked, well, what's that golden logo with the griffin? That's them. And by the way, the Murray State Racers, if you see the guy in the horse, that's the Murray State Racers. Just to let you guys know, because I know some of you have been asking the question. They have currently 2 Illinois kids. Their head coach is Matt Williamson. Again, just like Murray State. They have a good group of young coaches, especially in the graduate assistant level. You might have seen them at the Benedictine camp. They're out of St. Joseph, Missouri. They just offered, I want to say they offered 2 to 3 players from the state of Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. But again, another school. Again, and I say this before, some of these D2 schools, they're like the tide. They change. They'll go after a few states and they'll go switch to different group of states. But again, you're going to see a lot more Western Missouri State Griffins. I've met the coaching staff, great guys. I met the coaching staff of Murray State, great guys. And the next team that I talk about, the University of Indianapolis, great guys too. These are good coaches. Fill out the questionnaires, and increase your chance of getting recruited. But Western Missouri State Griffins, just for you guys to know, Division 2 football. Yes, it's a lower level of football, but it's good football. You're getting an education, and you're getting to play a higher level of football. Just to let you know. Um, Next, and they compete in the GLVC conference. University of Indianapolis Greyhounds. Um, Now this is how do I say? This is a conference. If I probably got the conference wrong, so the GLs it's probably different spelling, but they also play Grand Valley State and those type of conferences and those type of schools. Um, those type of schools have had the history of recruiting in the state of Illinois heavily, but I think it's sort of changed now. I believe Ferris State's in there, if I'm not mistaken. But again, you're going to be playing against some Illinois kids too. But the University of Indianapolis was highly visible this spring and summer. They made themselves visible. You had Coach Wilson. You had a few other coaches. The only reason why I recognize Coach Wilson is because he was the only red-haired coach that I ever saw. But, and I'm joking, but Coach Wilson, good guy. You got Coach Bart, the head coach, who has had experience, 11 years experience coaching the MAC, um, which means, guess what? He has friends in upper levels. That's why I say, if there's a recruit that's very high, that's a Division One player, he's going to tell one of his friends. I'm not talking about Coach Bart. I'm talking about all coaches that have experience. If they know that a player is not going to play, if he's a higher level Division One player, he's not going to keep it to himself. He's going to tell his friend, "Hey, this guy's a Division One player. I'm going to send him up." That's why I say fill up the recruiting questionnaires. Don't waste your money on recruiting services. It's a scam. Simple as that. But Coach Wilson, the red haired guy, does a good job. The University of Indy coaching staff that I met at all of the showcases and camps, great group of guys. They busted their ass around the state of Illinois. They got the University of Indiana's name out. That's why my hats off go to Coach Bart and what he did, what he made the Indy staff do up in Illinois, because University of Indy was highly visible this summer. But again, like I said before, I'm saying this again to you kids. Division two football, and I'm not talking about Murray State. They're Division one, but Division two football is still a very high level of football, and it's also these three schools that I'm talking about are an education. You are a student athlete. You are a student first and an athlete second. You go to college to do one thing and one thing only: to get your education, to get your major, to get your degree. Simple as that. Now, if you like what I had to say, please follow me, Coach Big Pete, on Twitter and Facebook. Follow Deep Dish Football on Twitter and Facebook. Also visit deepdishfootball.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football. Also, um, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me at coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. If you would like to leave a tip or a donation, please go to deepdishfootball.com. On the front page, on the right-hand section, leave a tip or a donation. Simple as that. And that is it. I wish these three schools the good luck. I've talked to all three coaches from the three staffs. Great guys, good guys, and basically just want to win. Simple as that. Have a lovely day.